do the same thing. We're not going to spray it. We're just kind of dabbing it with our fingers. And you'll set it right in the place there. Just kind of dab it with your cloth. Make sure it lines up. It's fairly easy to move around. Once it dries a little bit though, it'll stick in place for a while. And you can add these small pieces or not. You know, I like to cover as much of the device as I can, keeping it looking pretty and new. And got small pieces there, and then we're going to continue down to the side edge. Okay. Now, the first time I saw somebody do this, I freaked out. I was thinking, man, you're going to get finger oil all over it. You're going to get some debris under there, but that's not the case. It does not get any debris under there. You know, you're wetting your fingers so much during the process that doesn't cause any issues by wetting these side pieces with your finger. Again, we got a small little cutout here. Gentle. Okay. Again, we're going to wet it down. Make sure you keep track of which side has the sticky adhesive on it. And we're just going to slap it down on there. Now this piece here, you might want to second think putting it on if you're going to put a new back on it. Because, you know, you can get aftermarket back plates. All you do is pull these two screws out the bottom. This slides out and you can put a back plate on it. If you put the skin on there, it is going to cover those screws up. So that's something to keep in mind. So you might not want to put these side skins on. I'm putting them on just because I'm doing the demo, but I'll actually end up probably peeling them off. Okay, so we stick that on there. And we do the same thing we did on the other sides. So the other edges, we're just dabbing it. This is a longer piece, so you kind of want to rub down it to make sure you get all your bubbles out. And I'm just kind of pushing along the edge here to line the skin up with the edges of the device. Now, I was talking earlier, I said, hey, I'm going to show you guys how to do edges. On this particular skin, it doesn't look like there's any edges that are hard to do, but let me pull this edge up. What you do, if you have a device that has rounded edges and it doesn't want to let it lay down, what you're going to do is after you put it on by the rounded edge, you're going to let it dry. So you'll let it dry for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. Just long enough for it to start getting a little bit tacky, and then you're going to take it and you're going to roll it into the palm of your hand and hold it there, and then it'll lay down. So that's if you have a curved edge. Like on the MacBook Pro, whenever you're putting a skin on it, it has the curved edges on the top of it. If you just let it dry for a couple minutes where it starts getting a little bit tacky, you just push it down with your palm on it, let it rest for a second, let go, and it'll lay down for you. It's really easy to do. I see people cutting corners, cutting edges, just leaving it be, letting it hang out there. Don't. Just be real patient. This whole process is about patience. almost like putting a model together, putting a puzzle together. Just give it a few minutes to dry up a little bit, push it down with your palm, hold it, and they'll stick nice for you. I need to rescheme my MacBook Pro, so maybe I'll do a MacBook Pro skin demo if you guys want to see that. All right, so that piece is on, and we're on to the next side. Actually, I'm going to do this bottom piece here. Try the other speaker, or the microphone. What should I do? I just did the microphone, so this is for the speaker. Okay, you want to be gentle so you don't tear it. You got another small punch out there. And all I'm doing there is I'm just taking the scissors. The tip on these is a little bit dull. You could probably use some tweezers, something like that. And I'm just applying a little bit of pressure, and you'll hear it pop whenever when it breaks free. And I bend it back through the other way and slide it off. Come on, baby. Okay. Line this up with the hole. Pat her down. Make sure you slide it into place. Once it dries, you will not be able to slide it into place, obviously. So make sure that's where you want it. Down on the bottom here, you want to be real careful about getting excess moisture down there, where your charge port is, your docking port. All right. Last piece coming up. Okay. Make sure to keep your fingers wet, as always. And on this one, you're going to have to punch out 2 small parts. And you can kind of feel the difference between sides, which is the skin side, which is the sticky side. If for some reason you lose track, this will line up on the side here. Go around. Tap it into place. We don't want to get too much moisture going there. I think we're good to go. All right, I'm going to line this up, and then we'll just go give it a one more once over. And then you guys are done. You're ready to go. It's popping up a little bit there. Okay. There you have it. There's the skin. I don't know how long it took, maybe 20 minutes or so. And it'll protect your case nice. After you get all done with your sides, they're going to be very fragile. So as you're handling it, you're going to want to make sure to double check your edges. Make sure you didn't bump them out of place. On your front and your back, double check them for any bubbles, because bubbles will kind of pop up on you. And you just want to smooth them back down. The back side here really bubbled up good. But it'll lay right back down. And when I'm smoothing this out, I'm not putting a ton of pressure on there, just enough to get the bubbles out. Kind of work them to an edge. You may see some tutorials or some instructions tell you to use a needle and pop them and smooth them out that way. I highly recommend you do not do that. If you do that, what happens is where you use that needle, it'll kind of wear and start fraying, and it'll shorten the life of your skin. It's better just to take the time to work it. If you need to pick the skin back up and place it back down, you can do that until it starts to dry. Once it's drying on there, they say you can remove them and reapply them, but it just does not turn out too well, in my opinion. All right. Next thing that you'll want to know about is whenever you first get done with the skin, it's going to have a look to it like it'll look like there's a bunch of smudges on it. It might look like there's a little bit of bubbles, and if you actually turn the device on, it's going to look real bad. So what you'll want to do is you want to let it dry for at least 24 hours before you turn your device on and you start judging how well you think your skin was applied. Because that's just, it's the solution that's starting to dry underneath there, and it goes through all kinds of phases where it looks horrible. And I know a lot of people who will, they don't like it and they just peel their skin off and they call it good. But I recommend give it 24 hours before you decide whether or not you need to reapply skin or that you don't like the skin. So hopefully that's been has been helpful for you. Sorry it was a bit rambly. It's kind of hard to apply skin and talk at the same time, but hopefully it's going to help some of you guys. Please subscribe. We'll have some more videos coming out soon, and have a good day.